I talked about other aspects of Malifaux. Of course, I cannot neglect miniatures being kind of what the game is about. And miniatures in this game are really good, so I want to show them to you. Also, I want to show them to you in their beautiful appearance here, as they appear after they have been built, based, and painted for me by Lazuli Studio. I really like the job that Lazuli did, and well, I want to show it to you. In any case, you will need, of course, at least 2 crews to start playing the game, and you can do that by purchasing at least 2 starter boxes. Each starter box has a crew, but a very basic one. In some cases, there aren't all the models that you will want to have to use all of the abilities that the crew can use. Case in point, these little cute baby demons here can evolve into larger demons, but this is the crew that you get with the Lilith starter box, and you do not have the models that these guys can evolve into. In any case, you can already do stuff with the crew and get a good sense of the game. So here we have Lilith and the crew of minions that come with her in her starter box. Lilith, this demonic, scary looking woman here, and her demons. They all specialize in melee attacks. This crew here does not have range attacks. They need to get up close with the opponent. However, her sword is pretty powerful when she does get to attack an opponent with that. This demon here can fly, so even though he can only do melee, he can perform diving attacks. He can dive on the opponent and charge that way, disregarding obstacles and line of sight, and that can create some pretty powerful attacks. This is the crew led by Rasputina, that character there, a very powerful wizard, and clearly the crew likes the cold freeze theme. They're all about snow and ice and stuff like that. Here we have an ice golem, and here some ice-themed small minions. Rasputina is pretty slow, but as I said, she's a powerful magician. She can launch powerful attacks with her spells. She can modify the landscape by creating ice pillars that can block line of sight, hinder movement for the opponent. A lot of stuff that she can do. She has a frozen heart. That means she doesn't need to pass morale tests against terrifying opponents. And then she have these minions here that have both melee and range attacks. They can attack up close or use blasts of ice. This guy's particularly good in melee. As you may have figured out, his charge is going to do some damage. The minions of Rasputina's can also temporarily turn into statues. That helps them in defense, and what I like about them is that when they die they explode, and so they can do damage to the opponents if the opponent is too close at that time. This is the Kirai crew, clearly inspired by Japanese ghost stories. This is a crew of spirits, ghosts, and creatures of that type. And they have quite a variety of different skills. This guy here specializes in close combat and has some abilities related to that, but also can help other characters move. Here we have 2 spirits that also have range attacks. Some characters in this group have the immediate revenge ability. That means that when they are wounded by a ranged attack, the attack immediately takes damage. So you need to get close, so you do not have to use a range attack. However, problem is that to get close to them you have to pass a morale check, because some characters in this crew also have the terrifying ability. So it is hard to get close to them. This character here never starts on the board, is added later, is summoned through a specific ritual, and the leader of the crew is this character here, Kirai. She has a lot of abilities. She can move spirits around, she can turn spirits into other characters, she can summon creatures, she has some defensive abilities. So there are just a lot of things that she can do, and at the beginning I found it a little daunting to use her. Of course you can play using her character from your first game. It is just that you are likely to overlook some of the possibilities that the character offers. And this is the Victoria's crew. Victoria's are these two sisters here. They're the leaders of the crew, and they work together very well. Their abilities are indeed related to, well, working together with the other of the two. When you activate one, you can activate the other one simultaneously before the opponent gets to activate one of his characters. They can influence each other's movement. They can switch position in the battlefield. They just work together well, and they lead a group of mercenaries that have different types of fighting abilities. This character here and that character there have a hammer that can be used to knock back opponents. This character here is a cage fighter, has a variety of skills that can be used in different ways from turn to turn. He's also good at charging opponents. And I wanted to have this crew because of the characters that are in it that have the mercenary trait. Mercenaries in this game can be hired by crews that are not that do not belong to their own faction. For example, Rasputina could hire a mercenary and Lilith could hire another one. In this way, I was able to use some of these characters with the other crews and to have more variety in the encounters that I was having, even though so far I have been playing with relatively small crews.